What was that?
It was me shining a shoe, but it was just my pig, so it doesn't work. In light of the newest Leprechaun movie in the Leprechaun series coming out, we're going to go back in time and talk about a classic, the original Leprechaun. The Leprechaun is a terrible movie. If you haven't seen it in a while, it's really bad. I've seen it like a lot. I've watched Leprechaun, I feel like at least 5 times since I was younger to now, and I never seem to remember. I can't ever retain the information of what is in Leprechaun, the original movie. And I think it's because I just block it out every time I watch it. I just forget because it's that bad. But for some reason, it spawned like so many sequels, and I don't know why it just kept happening. I'm gonna have to go back and watch like all of the other ones to try and understand why this movie keeps happening, why they feel the need to, in 2019, like make another one. So if you've never seen Leprechaun, good for you. It's about a man who steals some gold from a leprechaun in Ireland. And this leprechaun stows away in his suitcase and comes to America, to North Dakota, and kills his wife, gives him a stroke. After the guy has a stroke, his house is then 10 years later acquired by a man and his young daughter, played by Jennifer Aniston. And they come across this crate, and the leprechaun gets released and is now trying to find his gold again, and sort of just like taking it out on everybody that he comes across, just trying to get his gold back. The characters in the movie are Jennifer Aniston and her dad, who quickly disappears. He gets bit by a cat. It was the leprechaun. Her dad sticks his hand up a tree and gets bit by the leprechaun, and they send him off to the hospital, and he disappears for the rest of the movie. And the other people who are in this entire movie are this group of people who are hired to paint their house the disgusting colors of like primary blue and primary red, awful. And they consist of this like, I guess supposed to be hunky guy who like owns the painting company, a child, and a slower gentleman of older age, obviously like mentally handicapped in some way. It's these 3 people and Jennifer Aniston. And they're the ones running away from the leprechaun. Jennifer Aniston is like supposed to be some sort of snobby, rich LA woman, girl, who is scared of things like dirt and spiders. And the guy who owns the painting company is like kind of a misogynist and is the whole time, but she still sticks by him because it's 1993. Like when I think back on Leprechaun and as it like the Leprechaun like series, I know that it's comedy horror, right? But I didn't quite remember that the first movie kind of goes there right away. It's just comedy horror, like from right off the bat. Like, it's not supposed to be taken seriously, I don't think, which is good. Like, I hope to God it's not supposed to be taken seriously. His shoe obsession just seems so off the wall and ridiculous. At one point in the movie is the best part of the movie. He goes into the house after like terrorizing these people trying to get his gold back. They're not in the house, and he gets distracted by the shoes in the house and like shines like all of the shoes and lines them up nicely on the kitchen counter so that when Jennifer Aniston and pals come back to the house, they think a bear has ripped through their house because he's trying to find stuff to eat. So there's like food and crap and shit all over the house, and some very nicely cleaned lined up shoes on the table, and they're like, it must have been a bear. It's like, yeah, sure, it was a bear. It was a bear. He ate all your food and then shined all your shoes. Like at one point, they're throwing shoes at him because it distracts him so much. He has to clean the shoes so badly that he can't go after them. So in order to distract him so they can do what they need to do to defeat him, they're just throwing shoes at him, and he's like, oh, I gotta clean them. I gotta clean them real quick. I gotta clean them. This movie didn't do anything good. This movie didn't do anything good, except being silly and funny, which if that was the point, then they did that. But, like, it still isn't, like, I still feel like there are better horror comedies out there than Leprechaun. But, again, I am going to go back and watch all the other Leprechaun movies to try and piece together why this is a franchise and why we're going back to it now, you know, why there's another one coming out. I would assume that the rest of the Leprechaun movies are probably just as ridiculous as the first. I remember he was in the hood at one point. Looking forward to that one. And then he goes back to the hood at some point, right? I hope that the other Leprechaun movies, as I watch them, develop his shoe fetish. I would like to see more of that. I think that that's probably a really good plot point moving forward. Is the shoe obsession really tickles me. If I had to guess this new Leprechaun movie that's coming out, I know it's not being released in, like, theaters. I think it's, like, straight to stream in some way. If I had to guess, it's probably going to take a darker look at Leprechaun and try to make it creepy and scary with only, like, a little bit of humor, and I think that that's not the right way to go. I'm hoping that it's, like, really scary and, like, really shoe heavy. I would love it if Jennifer Aniston came back to the Leprechaun movies. I think that it would be super successful and weird and hilarious, and I think Warwick Davis should come back, both of them. I think it would just be like, why not? Like, what do you have to lose, Jennifer Aniston? Be in a Leprechaun movie. You have everything right now. Who cares? Just do it. Just make all of our lives better. Warwick Davis, what the fuck are you doing? Just be the Leprechaun again. Like, please. I think it would be hilarious and amazing and perfect. Just do it. Just do it. Honestly, like, honest to God, Leprechaun, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 10. And I only give it a 2 because of the shoes. If I had to say something to the people who absolutely adore the Leprechaun franchise, it's why. Like, seriously, tell me why in the comments. I want to know. And maybe it's I haven't seen the rest of them and I don't know, but I know, like, it's a franchise for a reason and people like it and they're doing another one. So, like, why? Tell me. I have open, understanding ears. I love horror. I love a lot of bad horror, but this is, like, so bad. So, like, tell me why you love this. I want to know. I'm going to start reviewing classic horror movies as well as new ones. So if there are any classic horrors that you want me to review, please let me know which ones, and I will be sure to do it. So comment, make sure to like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video to see more. If I had a shoe, I would shine it right now, but I don't, so peace. Goodbye.